My Hero Academia, Season 8, Episode 3, Bakugo's Return. The end of the last episode was so insanely cool.
All Might's death will mark the end of an era.
It's horrifying to see. Hurts to see. That being said, I know this is a flashback to get to the epicness of Bakugo's return, so forgive the interruption and the rant, but I think there's two things happening in All Might Death Fake Out simultaneously. One is maybe the most obvious thing of like, we love All Might and we don't want to see him die. There is no one on Earth that matters that doesn't revere him and respect him and feel grateful to him for all that he's given to them, his contributions and his service. That's true for me, even though he's a fictional character, right? Like it transcends worlds. But then there's another consideration, which I think is very interesting to look at in the universe of My Hero Academia. And that's the question of like, let's say he did die. Would it be the symbolic defeat that All for One thinks it is? And my personal answer to this, based on how I feel about the show and what I think its messages are, is no. I think actually it's the opposite. I think that if the heroes are successful and All Might actually has paved the way for the students and the next generation in the way I think he has, the students are not crushed by this. In fact, they are strengthened by it. Maybe one way of looking at the My Hero Academia message, starting for us with All Might and then passing to the students and then sort of back and forth between them as they reinforce each other and grow this web of support. It's something like whatever is in front of you, whatever comes your way, whatever challenges you endure, you're going to take the best possible interpretation of that you can find, and then you're going to give your absolute best self in service to that thing and do even more than you thought you could possibly do. That's the plus ultra thing, right? It's like there's this thing that's so high up, we can only feel it in glimpses, but we're going to get as close as we possibly can to that, and nothing is going to stand in our way. And that's the practical application of the show that I think works for us as viewers. That question of like, what's the best thing I could do? You know, what's the most I could make out of this? What's the best frame I could have here? And what are the things I can contribute to this? Given this feeling I have now of this debt that I have to repay to the beautiful things that I've given and the wonderful people that have inspired me, turning it to this situation, what's the most I can make out of watching All Might die? It's not being defeated. It's not being crushed by it. It's not internalizing it as the villains have won and there is no goodness in the world. No, it's being the beacon of hope that is not defeated by that and that rallies to it, that critically doesn't get cynical, doesn't get hateful, doesn't seek revenge, isn't broken by it, at least not in action. So I'm really glad that Bakugo, I'm guessing, comes in and saves the day. It's such a cool thing for him, you know, to be able to provide that service, saving somebody he cares about. But I think it's important for that one aspect of it to not be at stake, for the message of All Might and the show as a whole to be consistent and for it to be at the level that I think it's at.
Somebody save him.
Your prayers are answered. Like a phoenix emerging from the ashes. The music in this was so hauntingly amazing too. And the way they framed the shot. Different music this time around. It's such a mix of emotions. It's so beautiful and so cool and exciting, and also a bit terrifying, which is cool. There's a seriousness to it that just feels different, you know? Thinking back to him as this loud, obnoxious kid, it just feels like it's been washed away. In fact, I feel like it'll be a relief if it comes back. Like, he's brought back from the dead and he does what I expect he's gonna do, and then when it's all said and done, he calls Deku a nerd and be like, well, some normalcy. You getting this? Please tell me you're getting this on film. Oh, well, if you're gonna do something, you should do it now.
The wind was blowing.
Yes. The wind is a-blowing.
Stay focused on your deadlines, not some foreign hero crisis.
Oh,
this
okay.
cumulonimbus is huge. It's changing atmospheric currents.
Everyone's favorite weather girl.
Given weather patterns in the area, we expect...
There's some theme or some statement being made here about caring, right?
Pull through, All Might. You can't die on us now.
This is a very complex, nuanced issue, but it makes a lot of sense, I think, in the context of the My Hero Academia universe. So, like, outside of the show, maybe this is a hot take, but, like, I actually don't think it's important to care about every cause. I think it's important to always seek the truth and not to hide from the reality of the world. And I'm not saying it's good to, like, be indifferent to the suffering of others, but I think that in terms of focus, it's important and more impactful and more meaningful for us to do our own best and take really good care of the things that are in our hands. You know, take care of ourselves and our families and our friends. And then the better you are at handling that, the more secure you lock those pedals down, then you can increasingly go outwards. And if you're really capable and really confident, or, you know, you have the resources, or you find yourself in that moment or circumstance, maybe you get to a stage where you're doing really great things and helping a lot of people in a very real way that are far away from your own location or origin or whatever. And those aren't necessarily mutually exclusive. Presumably you can do all of that and take care of yourself and your loved ones and really handle your own life and care about things that are far away from you. But I think the distinction is perhaps important because it does go wrong when we get super fixated or focused on some cause out there here that maybe we don't have that much direct influence or control over at the expense or to the detriment of our own lives or our relationships or the things that are more relevant for us to be focusing on, our own personal development and strength, our own learning, our own emotional maturity and control, not lashing out at strangers or engaging in battles for which we're not even always conscious of the origins or for who it's serving. That being said, in the universe of My Hero Academia, this thing they're developing this season, first with the kid and his grandmother, I think, and now repeated here, is significant because it is maybe the reversal of the All Might model in the ways it was most flawed, where we didn't have to tune in or really care that much initially because we just assumed that All Might was taking care of it. But that time has passed. It's time for us to take responsibility now. This is now a web. It's not a single point where God is carrying all of us on our shoulders and we can sort of be asleep. We have to wake up and we have to try to aspire to that sort of All Might level of strength and honor. Now, the show actually, I think, addresses my previous criticism of that, of where that might go wrong with, you don't necessarily have to be All Might. You don't have to be the one punching All for One in the face. You have to play your role. You have to be the best you and make the contribution you can make. And it doesn't matter how glamorous that is or how much attention you get or how many hero sponsorship offers you have or what your power level is. It matters that it's something deeply authentic and rooted towards that pursuit I mentioned earlier of what is the most beautiful thing I can do? What is the highest thing I can look at, given the specifics of myself and who I am and what I think and my unique quirks, so to speak. So to me, in the context of the history of the show, it seems like that awakening is happening beyond just the heroes. It's working.
Appears to have merged with a tropical cyclone from the southwest, forming an unprecedented...
We're all holding our breath right now. The entire world. And what they're going to see is Bakugo.
One person has the power to change the world.
The cards. Here we go. Oh my god. The setup was so great. Oh man, and the music. Whoa! Look at this teamwork. Right off the bat, without any words.
You're going to have to deal with the recoil.
I'll deal with it.
Second gear.
Deku's not listening to no one right now. Bakugo's back. He just launched him. The trust from both of them, hand in hand. Oh my god. Thinking about where they've come from.
Your disgraced hero is at death's door. He's fed the world a dream of peace.
Death's door is better than death.
When he dies, they'll have to face reality.
Wrong. That's the villain take. That's their mistake. That's their blind spot, and that's why they're weak. That's such a beautiful, clear way that the theme matches the power. I wonder if Deku will have some answer to that himself. Bakugo fighting All for One to save All Might. It's so beautiful.
Someone's clenched fists.
Whole world holding their breath.
There was nothing I could do. And then today,
Midoriya
succeeded where I failed.
never doubted for a second.
It might have to do with the energy contained in thoughts.
He just made his own reality. Speaking of framing.
For doubt.
That's right, yeah. And this is being paralleled with Bakugo right now.
Someone's desperate prayers.
It's everyone connected, yeah. This is the world uniting. This is the wake up. And it's being represented by Bakugo coming back to life. It's like a phoenix from the ashes, the death and rebirth of society.
You got so much better, and I destroyed All Might!
Yeah, this guilt all looks very different now, doesn't it? You get to save your hero. Oh, it just took his arms right off.
I've no doubt you'll become the ultimate heroes who beat villains and save people at the same time.
No doubt.
What are you doing here, kid?
Saving you.
Let's win this!
And winning, yeah. Together. Remember when they were rivals? Remember the first examination or exercise when they had to pretend to be terrorists and they were beating each other up and no one got any points for Gryffindor? Fast forward 8 seasons and you have Deku slingshotting Bakugo towards All Might to save him without a single word being spoken. Just totally in sync. Speaking of no doubt, speaking of the power of thought, it's also great because Bakugo's leadership gets to be on display.
Was this supposed to be the end? Night-Eye.
Changed the future. Again. We changed fate.
You should be dead. That's what I saw.
It was this moment.
Make no mistake, your dream did just wither away. But you haven't broken your promise.
I thought masters were supposed to die when they passed the baton to their students.
You don't have to.
This is life, not a comic book, Toshinori.
Well, I mean, that's very true. That's more true for My Hero Academia than just about any show I could think of. I mean, it has definitely affected my life. I never liked the idea that you had to die for something to make it meaningful. That's almost there, but it's more like it's so meaningful you would do anything for it, including die. But it's not the death that makes it meaningful or that makes it complete. I mean, you know what you stand for and who you are and what it means to you. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. It's not about the glamour or the attention. It's about the highest possible thing. I've always loved this fate thing, and I think maybe only My Hero Academia could pull it off, because in other shows without the thematic backing, it would feel like cheating. But no, it's exactly the point. It's that we're not considering all the things that could go wrong, no matter how convinced other people are that it's going to go wrong, because that's not our frame, and our frame is the highest possible frame. And we will deal with the things that come up. There is, I think, a metaphorical way to read this as All Might did die that doesn't require an actual physical death, which is, like I was saying with the Phoenix thing, it's a death and rebirth. Like in tarot, death thematically is not always a negative. It's just massive shifting and change. It's alchemy, right? For something to be gained, something of equivalent value has to be given up. The beauty of that being, things can end up being greater than the sum of their parts. You can sacrifice the things that are, and that leaves room for something new, which maybe can be a step up towards some higher ideal. And this is just my take, but I'm feeling that very vividly with the way they are showing the world watching, right? Because the world was sleeping. We were sort of living in our peaceful dream that All Might had created. And that did have to die, but it doesn't mean a return to nihilism and terror. It means a personal shouldering of that burden in tandem with other people also sharing that burden.
What am I supposed to take away from this hallucination?
That's an interesting question.
You're a hero, All Might, but a human too. You don't get to die so easily.
He's a human, yeah. He's both. Let us save you too.
That's
Give us the gift
explosion corn.
of helping you, giving back to you for once, after all you've given us.
He was the one who got kidnapped by the League.
This kid's paying attention. It's so amazing to me how this is going to be Bakugo's legacy that he's always wanted, but like, there are things that mean so much more to him now. This comes as a consequence of that.
Hey, I know him.
Smooth landing.
That's the maniac from the sports festival. His name was something like...
You're not going to get his name, it's okay.
It's Bakugo!
There it is. Maybe we can go back to Bakugo now. Maybe we don't need to be so edgy and flashy anymore. Let's leave the edginess to the Demon Lord.
Your arm! Are you alright?
I mean, my arm's the least of it. I died.
You look like hell, old man.
There he is. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
Far better days.
I mean, that's also very All Might. Speaking of which...
I made you cough up the blood that pooled in your chest. You should be a little more comfortable.
Thanks, Headshot. Did Headshot just give himself? Headshot, please survive. You need to survive too, Headshot. Headshot has been reduced to a little cinder. I didn't know that's what happened when he did that. He literally gave his own flesh.
Each breath you take is going to be agony.
Yeah, I mean, it was a patch job.
Shouldn't be moving around.
He's not gonna listen to no one. None of them listen to no one.
You're the reason I'm alive, sir. Thank you.
Please take care of yourself now, if you can.
All I did was patch you up.
Speaking of heroes doing their part, right? You know, he saved one person, but look at this.
Soon, I'd have to choose between trying to save you.
Oh, that's good news. But you didn't choose. We say both.
Tiny beads of sweat. They'd been pouring out of you in the moments before you went down. Before you died.
And he uses those for explosion.
What brought you back to life was the power you've been working to perfect.
Wow, that's so cool.
Save your speeches. I'll be more famous than you, and I'll do it without your help.
Man, you just might.
This armor isn't functional anymore, but it can at least be used as a splint.
And he gives his arm. He gives his left arm to Bakugo.
Great explosion, Murdercott.
And he says his full name.
I'm afraid that's all I can give you.
You've given so much already. Look at him smiling. It's sort of weird, but I like it. All my saying that it's all I could give him. Still looking to give to the kids. Bakugo once thought he was unlucky. He once thought he was robbed of the chance to be a true hero. I think the definitions have changed somewhat. If we're looking for that highest thing, it's hard to say what that is. I think that's part of the point. You know, it's more than we can articulate. That's why it's beyond. But I think it might be safe to say it's not attention. It's not a ranking. It might turn out that it's just that thing itself. That connecting with that pursuit and then feeling like you actually are serving that pursuit is itself its own highest reward. Bakugo's competition with Deku feels so insignificant in the power of this moment. Again, music just hauntingly beautiful. These episodes just nailed it.
I need to conquer Tomura's rebellious mind completely.
Suddenly he's got a lot of enemies. Props to Shigaraki for fighting that off. From the will, at least. Something inside there still savable, maybe.
Suits my needs, and if it's blocked, I simply switch to another.
I missed this voice.
Infinite routes.
This is making my blood boil.
He's getting emotional. Speaking of weaknesses, he's sort of trading his best trait, which is his calm, infuriatingly gloating rationality. Infinite Route's also sort of wild.
My path is littered with pebbles I can easily kick to the wayside.
Yeah, and extras, right? Like Mineta, who literally made him flee. Oh yeah, and Mario's ass. Mario's ass is no extra. Yeah. It's getting in.
Should be blowing in my favor.
Maybe there's something that you're missing, man. The speed.
I'm the final boss. Got it.
Whoa. The perfect moment. For Bakugo's sassiness. I'm the one. You're not even worthy of getting to Deku.
I'll be the one.
The final boss.
You!
I would love to see it. I would love nothing more than to watch Bakugo mop the floor with All for One. This arrogant piece of crap who has infinite paths to victory, defeated by this obnoxious kid with a very obvious quirk. I don't know, man. It's not looking good for you. You were sort of stunned by Mineta. Now you have a newly revived Phoenix rising from the ashes. Very awake and enlightened Bakugo, who just got All Might's left arm as a blessing.
Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite succeeded in rescuing All Might.
It's sort of the ultimate prank, making them all say his full name every time. At least they respect him enough to do it.
Spinner is in custody.
I'm
Triage
sort of glad
has
he's
begun
alive.
for the injured. The arrested are being moved out.
You guys did a great job. I hope Spinner can do some reflecting.
The scene is also under control.
We got this
Trial was
one.
initially launched.
Yeah.
Currently in the process of rescuing the wounded.
So glad they got their spotlight.
Kurogiri is still unaccounted for, along with the
That
racer
could be an
man and
issue.
Peasant Mike.
They got their own little arc happening right now.
It's not too late for you to fight on our side.
That came back around big time. Don't worry, that was us.
He's so fast.
Yeah, it was almost instantaneous.
That boy, he was on the verge of
Don't try to
death.
talk. Save your energy, please.
He's adapting.
He's always been talented.
On the cusp of figuring out something important.
Yeah, it's interesting to think, like, talent was never his issue, right? He's always been sort of the chosen one in that regard. That's part of his frustration. It was the spiritual that had to catch up, which is part of what made his antagonism with Deku so exciting, because Deku, was this little weakling who had the spiritual stuff figured out. Their story has been a tale of them sort of winding around each other and finding a center. I have a feeling that this enlightenment will be represented physically with some sort of power manifestation.
I'm gonna take advantage of this side effect. More. Keep going. Faster. Stronger.
Plus Ultra.
It's like a cockroach that just won't die. Oh well.
High praise.
Whatever.
Oh? I mean, that looks so easy.
How do I deal with him when he regenerates and can kill me with one touch? It seems impossible.
It does.
The moment I stop, the recoil will leave me immobilized. This next activation will be my last.
You gotta make it count.
It's over.
Go beyond!
There it is. This dual fight.
It would be foolish of me to risk rewinding even further, just so I can put an insect out of its misery.
Oh man,
There's no point.
he's underestimating them.
This
This is gonna be the end of him. I think you're losing it a little bit there.
It's the pain. The pain caused by the sweat drops I collected on my palms as they race through my body.
He's awakening. Oh, he just figured it out at the best possible time. And it looks so pretty. So beautiful in so many ways. And he just caught up almost instantly. He's still learning how to use it.
Going too fast!
He's having a great time.
Izuku, can I still catch up to you?
Oh my god, the love. I have great news, and that's the wrong question. Also, maybe yes, but then, I mean, who cares? Look at this. Look at what you've become. Speaking of, pain being the accelerant, and speaking of the frame being the best possible one, Bakugo went through multiple stages that would have been fatal to a lot of people with lower motivations. It's very easy to just get caught in the resentment stage of things, and then that's just where you are. That's where you stay. You're resentful, and you blame this, that, or the other. You write narratives in your head about how something was unfair or stolen from you. Bakugo hasn't always had the most peaceful, most pleasant take or outlook on things, but then here it is being used and being channeled towards service to the things he's always known were important. And now he actually looks happy. Oh man, it's so glorious.
Feeling.
Yeah.
I think I can surpass you.
Use it, whatever it takes.
It's our son.
I'm afraid to look at it.
When he's facing that monster.
Believe in him.
I
This
bet
is
our boy still got a grin
the most
on his
glorious
face,
moment in his
just
life.
Like always.
He's smiling, yeah. With a smile on his face.
He's a pebble, so why am I reacting this way? With more passion than I felt while facing All Might!
Oh man, for All for One to say that too. We're both sweating right now.
He's dead. And you're the one who killed him, Demon Lord.
What is this?
He was the one.
This could be so cool. Oh my god, tell me more about this.
If only he hadn't held out his
his head, D-O-E-G!
Oh, this is so human from All for One. Here it is again, repeating. People's prayers have been answered. I think we're willing to waste some time on this.
Oh no! You finally got senile, you bastard! His touch-on Bakugo!
He said his actual name. Wow. Oh my god, the payoff of this. This episode was one long spinal chill. Wait, he said Kachan, didn't he? He didn't say Katsuki Bakugo. Kachan is Deku's name for him. Just like he gave Deku his name, right? Is that the final name, Kachan Bakugo? Man, this was an episode of My Hero Academia. The levels of interconnection between the different things in the show, all the build up to this, all the pain that Bakugo suffered through, the questions of his own significance, whether or not he could live up to himself. It all looks so different now in hindsight with all we've built. And there's a place for both of them side by side. It's very interesting that this, of all things, triggered this human moment from All for One. Finally, because I've been waiting for it. I've been curious if it was there. It seems like he's actually pretty torn up about what happened to his brother. And starts looking a little bit frantic and sad and powerless, like it's all coming crumbling down. And that was undone by Bakugo as the catalyst. But I think it looks like actually it's sort of Bakugo and Deku in tandem. You know, it's their clasping of hands. That's very contrary to All for One. You know, that's sort of more all for all, something that would infuriate an all-powerful demon edgelord who can think of everything and has infinite angles, quote unquote. It's frustrating that you can't beat this with power because it's not in that domain of power. It's something different. Tying it to this question of like, what is the best thing? You know, what is the most beautiful thing? That's not something that can be killed. It's not something that can be overpowered or destroyed. And I guess it's extra sensitive for All for One because he actually does understand that and did feel it at one point. He just traded it, and I think that's represented by his brother. I don't think that's a bargain he fully was happy with, even though he has to tell himself he is. That also maybe explains why he has to go further and further into it. There's a massive, unspeakable, despair-filled, sunk cost fallacy thing happening there. Oh, man, so many thoughts are rushing to mind. It's also really cool how Deku slingshotted Bakugo, because I think a big part of the series as a whole has been them slingshotting each other, because Bakugo's influence was a big part of Deku's wanting to be strong. You know, he deeply admired Bakugo's strength and talent. And then, you know, that obviously shifted for a bit and it left Bakugo pretty lost at times, but he never lost his true moral center. That competition, that rivalry helped Bakugo get to his limits and beyond. And now he gets to pay it back fighting the origin of the evil we've been fighting throughout the show. Imagine All Might watching this too. Imagine All Might watching his two students fight hand in hand. After watching them be at odds with each other for the duration of their 1 year of high school. I also like what Night Eye said to All Might about him being human. One thing I was thinking about after last episode was that All Might is starting to feel more human, but it doesn't lose the heroism. In fact, I feel like it's enhancing his heroism, which is not what you would have expected early on in the show, where he was just this symbol of dominant, unwavering power. And finally, another thing I was thinking about that I think this episode builds upon is last episode, it was a little bit confusing how All Might was looking back to these points of light in his past, which I initially thought was going to be like, these are the things that made me who I am, but then turned into the hero cards in the hands of Bakugo and Deku. So it seemed more like it was a future thing, right? Like, this is my legacy. But thinking about it further, it came to mind that those are actually not mutually exclusive, right? The motivations for All Might in the past were his visions of the things he could contribute to the world. And now that he's done that, those actually have solid form and they have a face, which is his kids. So that was his past. It was his motivation. But now he gets to experience that in its realized form, especially in a moment like this where Deku's fighting Shigaraki and trying to save Shigaraki, and Bakugo has taken up the mantle, literally also in a sense, because he's taking the arm, the gauntlet from All Might, to fight All Might's greatest hero, the thing that he became this symbol to fight against, to end the tyranny of All for One. It's the ultimate payoff for that vision he had. It's real. He turned his dream into reality, and now he gets to watch this unfold right in front of his eyes. I love the fact that Bakugo is laughing. I like that he finally has a smile on his face, because he has at times been an unlikely candidate for that, but it is very fitting and pays tribute to the All Might legacy. It's a really beautiful episode. I mean, it would have been fine just with the themes, but then the way it was animated and framed and orchestrated is another example for me of My Hero Academia being a work that transcends a work and becomes real.